This just in. If you've ever yelled, "That's BS," at ChatGPT after reading an overly cheerful answer to your business dilemma, you're not alone. Now imagine asking that same chatbot for help running your actual business. That's what 640 real entrepreneurs did in Kenya as part of a Harvard Business School study led by Rembrandt Conan. The goal was to test whether a generative AI mentor could provide meaningful business advice to small business owners. The result? Some saw profits rise. Others lost money. According to the researchers, including collaborators from UC Berkeley, the AI mentor helped high-performing businesses improve by 15%, but it caused revenues and profits to drop by 10% for entrepreneurs already struggling. Let's break down what happened, why it matters, and what small business owners should do before letting a chatbot play consultants. First up, who was in the study? This was no theoretical sandbox experiment. Researchers recruited 640 real business owners across food stalls, carpentry, cosmetics, farming, and more. They split them into two groups. One got access to a chatbot trained to answer business questions. The other got a generic text-based training guide. The chatbot group didn't just toy with it. They asked thousands of real questions, from marketing to pricing to how to handle tough customers. But what happened next wasn't exactly an AI success montage. Here's why the chatbot helped some and hurt others. High performers saw a boost. Low performers saw a dip. This wasn't just noise in the data, it was consistent. If your business was already doing well, the chatbot acted like a good assistant. It gave usable advice that helped you to do better. If your business was on the edge though, the AI often gave suggestions that made things worse. Conan explains it this way. If you sell bad food in a bad location with grumpy staff, no marketing campaign will fix that. But that's exactly the kind of advice the AI gave. Do more marketing. And spending money on ads without fixing the real problem? That's a quick way to go broke faster. This is the real problem with smart advice. This is where the lesson gets real for small business owners everywhere. AI is confident and it sounds clever, but it does not know your context. If your business is already working, it can help you optimize. But if your business is broken, it will often misdiagnose the problem entirely. Think of it like this. A doctor who gives advice without checking your vitals is dangerous. So is a chatbot telling you to scale before you figured out if your product is even good. According to Koenig, the AI sounded reasonable. It just wasn't enough. He says, quote, "The mentor might suggest, why don't you do a better marketing campaign? But if the core offer is weak or the experience is bad, ads only magnify the issue." So, should you trust AI with your business? The short answer, not completely. AI is great at speeding up tasks, brainstorming ideas, and summarizing long reports. It's not great at dealing with nuance, diagnosing invisible problems, or understanding the chaos of running a small business. A good friend of mine is a legal librarian, and one of the digital legal publishers she works with has been pushing an AI add-on to law firms. It promises to find relevant cases and even draw conclusions from them. Impressive on paper. In reality, it sometimes hallucinates citations, and her legal clients have tested it and found that the conclusions weren't always wrong, but they also weren't the best interpretation. A senior partner can spot shaky reasoning, but a junior candidate, not so much. This is the trap. AI sounds confident. It presents information cleanly, but it doesn't know your context, your experience level, or what's riding on the decision. And here's something to chew on. Has AI ever given you a response you knew was wrong? Or has it ignored a very specific prompt instruction like they didn't exist? You probably tried rephrasing your question. Maybe you had to repeat yourself like you were dealing with a toddler in a lab coat. Eventually, you either gave up or found a workaround. But that only happens when you can tell the output is flawed. What about the times when you can't tell? What if the response was wrong and convincing, but in an area where you weren't experienced enough to catch the mistake? That's probably happening more than you realize. If your business is stable and you want to grow, AI can help you get there faster. If your business is in trouble, AI might give you confident answers to the wrong questions. And those mistakes cost time and money you probably don't have. So here's what I tell clients as a StoryBrand certified guide and duct tape marketing consultant. Use AI as a co-pilot, not as your CEO. Treat it like a smart intern who never sleeps, but also doesn't really understand feelings, risk, or consequences. And here's what this means for small businesses globally. Kunning's study was based in Kenya, but the implications reach far beyond. Most small businesses around the world operate with tight margins, limited time, and no full-time strategy team. And yes, it's hard to get good advice when you're flying solo. But the wrong advice is worse than no advice. This is especially true when you're vulnerable. If you're stressed, under pressure, or dealing with back-to-back losses, any answer feels better than no answer. But that's also when you need real clarity, not empty confidence. That's why your first move shouldn't be asking ChatGPT how to get more clients. It should be getting crystal clear on what problem you solve, for whom and why they should choose you. Here's a better starting point. Get your message right. Before you scale, automate, or market, make sure your message is clear. That means knowing who your customer is, what they're struggling with, how your service helps, and why they should trust you. Once you have that locked in, AI becomes far more useful. You can feed it a strong foundation and get back helpful content ideas, frameworks, or draft emails. But if you don't know what you're saying or who you're saying it to, no AI can fix that. Start with clarity. That's why I built the 5-minute marketing fix. It helps small business owners write one sharp sentence that becomes the foundation of everything, from ads to sales pitches to websites. Download it for free in the description below or at strategicmarketingtribe.com/fix. Because AI is powerful, but it cannot solve a blurry message. But what about you? Has AI ever given you advice that sounded smart, but turned out to be totally wrong? Let me know in the comments. I'm Vicky Sidler from the Strategic Marketing Tribe, and I post helpful news updates for small businesses every day.